So Henry Ford created the Model T, right? 15 million, 50 million, 200 million. Damn, I don't remember. He made a shitload of Model Ts. And the thing was he obviously wasn't the first, and he wasn't the only one. But he made them so efficiently that he was able to make them the cheapest, really. And so it made it so that a lot of people bought them. The problem was that all those other companies, some went under because they couldn't compete with Ford, but not all of them. And what happened was those other ones started making better cars. And so as the automobile starts becoming more relevant in society, all these other manufacturers like Chevy and Cadillac and Packard, like they're making better products than what the Model T was. And Henry Ford he would have died, the business, if it wasn't for his son Edsel that forced him to change and come out with the Model A. Like, if it wasn't for that, there may be no Ford today as we know it at all.
Well, that's because he was so set in his process and his ways, right? He was like, this is working, we're not doing anything else, I'm not looking outside of this.
Right, in his mind, it was always going to be the Model T. There was no need for you to ever buy another vehicle. Seriously, he would, if he was alive today, he'd be like, Model T. Like, why would you need anything else? And that kind of thinking will kill a business. I mean, it's brutal how people can be so closed-minded on that kind of stuff. Look at what your competition's doing. Look at all, like, if he would have just been like, holy shit, that Chevy is a better car than the Model T. In the museum, we've got a 27 Ford and a 27 Chevy. You can go look at both of them. The Chevy is all original and not nice. It's not restored or anything like that. It's how it is. The Ford is restored and super nice. But if you you look at how the cars are made, that Chevy is a better car. I mean, all around, better car. Hands down, like not even close to the same car. And yet, it's not as popular still, but I mean, it would have killed him eventually, because not only was it better year to year, but they kept getting better and better and better. I mean, even by the time they came out with the Model A, they were still behind, but they were then able to produce, obviously the same way they produced the T's, and so they got lucky in that sense, but it wasn't the best product, and they definitely didn't do it as efficiently as they should have as far as timing and all that other kind of stuff. That's probably the most relevant example I can think of just not trying to improve yourself is Henry Ford as a prime example.
Well, some of that is ego then, and then I can see a lot of business owners, like with the last one that we talked about, would be time. Like people would say, well, I don't have time to improve these things, or I don't have time to research my competition, or I don't have time. Well, if you don't take the time, like,
to me, I'm curious.
It's gonna be taken from you,
I want to know what those other business, if they're direct competitor, like you should want to know what it is they're doing. We tell people all the time, go sign up for their newsletter. If they're offering one, see what it's all about. What can you use from that? I mean,
how can you distinguish yourself differently from that? Like, there's all these different things that you can learn. It's not being like, you have to be like crazy about your competition where you're always like up all in their stuff, but you got to take time to look at the whole market and look at who else is out there, because otherwise you might be left in the dust. You have to make time for those CEO type things, for those self-improvement type things, and you have to schedule those things into your time and make them non-negotiables in your business time so that you're not left behind. Because that's one of the great things about being a small business, is that you can be nimble. You don't have to keep these processes. And if you do, like, people are going to come up and they're going to take your business and take your customers because they're doing things better and making a better quality product if you're not careful.